feels good. We gonna go to Boston to Cali on this one. Level up on these niggas and I know they hate it. Struggling that life, looking aggravated. Got straight to the money, no procrastinating. Buying anything I want, life's a vacation. You can tell by my walk, I'm activated. You can hear the way I talk, I'm activated. All day.
Activated. Go to the shop. I'm activated. Pay my taxes. I'm activated. Oh, well, hello there. It seems that we're live. Welcome back, one and all, to Across the Way from the US to the UK, myself being the UK and a number of other nations, with my co-host, the one and only rapper, Bars, as it were. But before pleasantries, before hellos and what have yous, we do have to give a massive shout out to our sponsor and partner associate, D-Rock Clothing. Production, let's we don't even need to do the thing. Let's just spin them. The production is second to none. But thank you to our associate. Please, guys, go check out the website. 40% off your total purchase by using promo code iBoxingHub24. Okay, go get some drip. Look special for your lady. Or yeah, Trill, introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? You know I am. I'm the commissioner, aka Trill Dollar Bill.
Just fierce every time he does it. Trill. Obviously, there's been a week within the boxing world that almost seems like a year. We have a couple of topics to go through. Obviously, the give 'em flowers at the end, my personal favy. But just kind of before we go into the topics, bro, like what's been your highlight of the week?
Just working out, man. Just working out.
You look great.
Just working out, my brother. That's all. Just working out, eating good. You know. That's it. How you been?
Yeah, can't complain. You know, Across the Way from the US to the UK is a fan favorite and my personal favorite, to be honest with you, because we get to talk shit for like an hour on stuff that we love. What's not to like, what's not to love. I didn't even mean that there. That's bars. Okay. If you guys go and listen to Trill's album, probably the next one I'll be on there. I could hear Savage in the background. Big up to my dog Savage. But Trill, as always, take us to the land of milk and honey, brother.
All right, let's get it started off, man. You know, today's episode is called "I Feel It in the Air." You know, shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout outs to Mr. Neutral. Shout outs to who was that? Jab It Boxing. Shout out to him as well. Shout out to our brother Jam's Boxing Chat. Shout out to him as well. Actually, James, I'm not pissed off. I'm not pissed off at us right now. I'm gonna get my energy up in a little bit. Actually, tomorrow marks the anniversary of the death of my cousin Willie. Got him on here. So, so I'm a little bit, you know. But other than that, you know, I'm gonna bring the energy as always. You know, try to get it there. But today's it's called "Feel It in the Air." You know, and we'll start with the first topic, something light. You know what I'm saying? So you can get to know me and Ricco a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I love boxing. You know, other sports are cool. You know, basketball's cool, football's cool. You know, and they got baseball and all these other sports.
What, you mean the real football, Trill, not that stuff you guys invented just to seem cool and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm saying like the same with even that sport. But
There it is, guys. There's the smile that we all love from the
yeah,
Trill Maestro. I had to do it. Had to do it.
all those sports is cool, but there's only one sport near and dear to my heart, and that's boxing. So this first topic is, the first top 10 boxers who influenced you or you felt a personal connection to, because people like to root for fighters, that they feel connected to, or whether it's based of geographical racism, or is it based off of, um, your own experiences that you might share with the same person, or if it's off of just the sheer fact of that, you can identify with that fighter, So I was wondering, like, who's the 10 top fighters, you know what I'm saying, that who you identify with, who that made you love boxing, not being a fanboy, but that you feel like you identify with, not because they like have this stellar record or they like was the greatest boxer of all time, that you seen growing up that you felt like a connection to because of their journey.
Well, for me,
Real episode of Across the Way.
ooh, you said you were starting off with something light. Oh gosh. Well, for me, it's got to be number one, Anthony. Well, first of all, I just want to big it up to Jams, Neutral, everybody else in the building. Big up Jab It Boxing, bro. I see you too, my guy. I see you too. Big up to you. First one's got to be Roadman F.A.M. Anthony, Joshua. It's got to be first. He's actually what got me seriously into boxing, and I saw this gentleman's journey. I think pretty much, I'd say from say mid beginning, just as he was coming throughout the amateurs. So I have to give it to Anthony Joshua, man. I really identify with a lot. Well, some of the struggles that he's been through. I'm not rich, but yeah, definitely, man. First one's got to be AJ for me. The second one, Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones was actually one of the he he like when AJ got me into boxing properly, and I started actually seeing the legends and the fights and what have you. Roy Jones was just on another planet on his own, man. He was just so good. I love watching Roy Jones fight. Not now, seems to like fighting more now than he did back then. But yeah, definitely Roy Jones. Third one, um, I would say the third one would be. I don't know. It's hard to think of it just on the spot. I'd say probably Canelo. Again, just after the Floyd fight, watching Canelo dominate as he did after that Floyd fight, he almost evolved like a Pokemon or something like that. So, um, just massive respect to the skill and the art and the way he just chins people. I love that. Um, Mike Tyson, definitely Iron Mike. Um, Probably from a casual perspective, but I just love the way he just used to beat the shit out of people in quick fashion, and I could just go to sleep. Who else are we going with? I think I'm on 5. I would say, mm, uh, I don't know, man. It's a bit of a tough one. I would say Natasha Jonas as well. I love Natasha Jonas. Just exemplary, just incredible. Miss GB is sensational, man. I could watch her fight every day. Um, Top 10 fighters that got me into the sport, I would say, yeah, we love you, Tasha. Oh my gosh, so fun. Um, ah, Probably Nigel Benn. Also, Nigel Benn I love Nigel Benn, man. I love going back watching his fights. Nigel Benn was an assassin. Chris Eubank Sr. as well. Going back and watching him fight is sensational. I will say Klitschko. Um, because I appreciate now what he did back then and the era he was in and the domination that he had. So, and also Dr. Ironhammer, absolutely brilliant, sensational, bro. Nas, yes, of course, Prince Nas. How could I even forget, man? Nas was just, I like anomalies like that. I'm hoping my twin Ben Whitaker can emulate that at a higher level for me. But Prince Nas was just absolutely sensational, man. Uh, Purely a number of reasons, but I will say Derek Chisora as well. I love Derek Chisora. Somebody born and bred in Zimbabwe, seeing what he's done and his fights. He's always in. He's like the Gabe Rosado. He was Gabe Rosado before Gabe Rosado was Gabe Rosado. That's what I love about Derek, and he win lose regardless. I think that one there covers that one with the win record. Yeah. There are other fighters, but I just can't think of them just straight off the dome. But I'd say those ones left a massive impact on me, certainly.
That's what's up. Those are dope. Those are some dope names. Everybody's, So
People expect me to say Floyd. I'm not gonna say Floyd. I'm sorry.
that's
I'm
cool.
not.
Pads. Shout out to you. Yeah, I love Pernell Whitaker. Shout out to Wakey Wright, and I love James Tony as well.
Oh, my Welsh brother,
Personal connection.
Calzaghe. Sorry, Calzaghe.
Shout out to Joe Calzaghe. Another one that I love watching. Actually, I got some satisfaction in Joe Calzaghe. I just usually love his swag, man. Joe has his swag. He act like he was from the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? He used to come to the arena like bumping. They asked him one time what he was listening to. He was like, "Oh, I'm listening to Jay-Z or something like that." I was like, "Yo, it was crazy." You know what I'm saying? What he did to Jeff Lacey, you had to respect it because everybody thought that muscles and all that meant that you was a bad man, and that wasn't the case. He didn't fear no muscles and nothing like that. He went in there and did his thing. So shout out to Joe Kaza. And now to get to my list is basically comes off of like personally the guys that I've seen, fight in the ring as a little boy coming up and the emotional connection that I had to these guys. I'm gonna start off with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was like the biggest star like when I was growing up in the 80s, as far as boxing goes. I didn't get to see Muhammad Ali fight. I got to see Sugar Ray, and Sugar Ray was that guy, a small guy, packed a punch. He had all of us in school. Every time we got into a fight in the schoolyard, we were like this, trying to hit somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard just reminds me of my childhood, and Thomas the Hitman Hearns, him as well. Brings me back to my childhood, growing up in the 80s, and Thomas the Hitman Hearns was my mom's favorite fighter as well. So I was a fan of both of those guys. So I was great. It was glad that I got a chance to cover them and give them their flowers. I talk about Roberto Duran. He was one of the greats too, but our personal connection was what I had with Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas the Hitman Hearn. But it was another guy that I did that we're going to actually talk about and give them their flowers. It's actually Julio Cesar Chavez. He was another fighter that I had a connection with, and seeing him fight. Even that fight in with Mildred Taylor, even though that was, people felt Mildred Taylor was robbed, and there was a lot of controversy in that fight. But if you take all that aside, you got to respect how Chavez was down in that fight and didn't give up, and still came back and was trying to press the fight and still try to make the fight, and fought and came back to win that fight when he was down on all the scorecards. That would definitely make him a legend. But I'm gonna say more talking about him later on. Then there is, I give him a lot of slack for things outside the ring, but growing up, everybody, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the guy growing up. Everybody wanted to get the game. Mike Tyson's punch out. Excuse me. Wanted to get this game. Mike Tyson's punch out. So growing up in the 80s, he was like a big deal. So was Prince Nassim Hamed. Growing up in the hood, and it was different too. He had that type of swag and everything that we respected. You know what I mean? Like even Nas was like, she thought I was a boxer, Prince Nassim, but I'm the mobster, Nas from Queens. You know what I'm saying?
He must have ate that shit. Jesus Christ.
So he had to shout that out. You know what I mean? Because Prince Nassim, he was our guy. You know what I mean? No matter where, he was from, you know what I'm saying? We didn't even care where he was from. He was just our guy. He was the representative of the hood, the guys that came from nothing, who was flashy or whatever, who didn't care what people thought, and he told Kevin Kelly, I'm gonna smoke your boots. Yo, it went crazy. We went crazy. And he went out there and he handled business. So, shout out to Prince Nassim Ahmed. Another guy who's near and dear to my heart. He actually reminds me of myself, actually to the T, is Fernando Vargas. Fernando Vargas, for me, the things he went through in his life growing up, similar to the things that I had to endure, and to the things how he fought in the ring. Remind me of how, I get knocked down, but I still keep up and I keep fighting no matter what. A lot of times I've been outnumbered, outgunned, but I still showed that heart of a warrior, and I got there, I got up every time I got knocked down. So shout out to Fernando Vargas. And I got to shout out his relationship with his children. Reminds me of my relationship with my children. You know what I'm saying? We might didn't have the best upbringing, but we vowed to change that with our children. And you see all the love he gets from his, and I get from mine. So shout out to Fernando Vargas. Then I have to switch it up. Got to go to Zab Judah. Zab Judah for number 8, because Zab Judah, he came from where I came from. I was devastated when he lost. I kicked I kicked Caden, my big bro Mo. I kicked them out. I kicked them out. I kicked him out of the crib. You know what I'm saying? When he lost against Costa Zoo, I was so mad. He was moving around. I was telling him the whole time. As soon as the fight stopped, I was like, "Stop playing around." I was yelling at the TV screen. I was saying, "Stop playing around," because Costa Zoo was somebody that you were supposed to play around with, and he was in there playing, sticking his chin out, playing around, and he hurt Costa Zoo. He hurt Costa Zoo. And he was playing around, got caught with that right hand. He got up too fast and, went back down. And
The rest is history.
Rest is history. But shout out to Zab. He represented the hood, man. I just wish he took boxing serious at that time. Once he said, like, he got a lot of love, the jab's quick and the Zab quick. You know what I'm saying? Like Hov said, he got a lot of love. Too bad that he didn't, stay in the gym and take it seriously. He was too busy being in music videos and
all up in the videos,
hanging out in spots that he didn't need to be at. But yeah. Shout out to Zab. He definitely represented us at the hood. Shout out to Floyd Mayweather and as my 9th. Because no matter what people say about Floyd, outside the ring, I always cheer for Floyd since the beginning. No matter what. Floyd is remember when he was Pretty Boy, when people was counting when he was the underdog. People forget that Diego Corrales fight, where Diego Corrales came in with like 35 KOs. 35 wins with 34 KOs and stuff. And he was like, and Floyd was the underdog in that fight. And people thought that Diego Corrales was gonna, get Pretty Boy out of there.
Beat that boy.
And Floyd dropped him 5 times, left hook, showed you how good he was, man, against other guys as well. Floyd, he rubbed people the wrong way playing the villain role, to sell tickets, because, that's what you got to do over here in the States. You got 2 options if you want to make money. Either you're going to be the grateful Negro or you're going to be the villain. So whatever you're going to do to get money, you're going to have to pick. This is how the dynamics is in boxing over here. Last but not least is my man Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. James, Diego was a great fighter. Canelo Alvarez I use him as fuel. Canelo Alvarez, I use his journey as my journey to get back into shape, and get my life on track as far as physical, because I seen what he did. So as far as I had to do, I had ballooned up to like 300 pounds, man. And I wasn't doing too good. I had a stroke. I went blind in my right eye. Lost the sight after failing in my left side. Went through a lot of things, you know. We'll probably get into that into a later episode. But I went through a lot of things. And my brother came and he came through. He saved my life. He got me in the gym and he got me, living a healthy lifestyle. But what I had to do is I wanted to destroy and rebuild. So what I used was Canelo as a tool, right? So I had dropped down all the way down to 154 pounds, right? And then I said I'm gonna go to 160, like Canelo did. And I got up to 160, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get to 168 because that's what Canelo.
Undisputed, baby.
And I got down to 168, and I said he's going up to 175. I say, sure, let me chase him. And it became like a joke with people on my page on Instagram, like, yeah, yo, Tubbs Canelo sent the contract. He ain't ready. And fuel me more to get into the shape and get in shape the right way. Went up to 175. You know what I'm saying? So it was good, you know. And Canelo said, you know, going back to 168. So I'm back at 168. So just going after my man Canelo. So I just used him. So that's why I picked him as my number 10. So those are the top 10 boxers that I have a personal connection with. There's other great boxers that I enjoy watching that I have a lot of love and respect for as well. But those was the top 10 guys that when I thought about it, got a little emotional thinking about certain things and certain memories and stuff that I had in the past. And also, next week we're gonna talk about, the fight that made you a diehard fan of boxing. That's gonna be coming next week. So we're moving right along here. We're gonna move to the second topic. It's actually was a big topic like a week ago, but we didn't even get a chance to cover it. About a week ago,
Week
you
ago.
know what I'm saying? The review of the Beterbiev versus Bivol card. Yeah, James, my brother, much love. Yeah, it was the card. The card. Yeah, can you please put that back up, production? Yes, the card. The card. What do you?
Sensational.
Yes, it's a nice little card.
I like it, man. There's, people are never happy, which is why I always say on my Twitter show that as boxing fans we're the scum of the earth because there's never, I would say, a point in time that in life I suppose, but there's never there's always just stupid negatives with stuff. I sometimes I look at it and I'm just like I don't understand your reasoning for shit. People would rather you get less money, right? Just for being with just so you can stay with their favorite promotional company or this and that. It's the stupidest thing I've ever. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. We'll do that on a later episode. Production, if we can get that one back.
Yeah, we'll go fight by fight. You start with the first fight. What do you think?
I don't even know these gentlemen, man. And I believe that this might be a little bit of favor to the good brother to I can't even Trill.
Definitely.
So we can skip the first one.
We'll go to the next one. I'm a big Sky.
Happy birthday to Sky from iBoxingHub and myself, specifically just me.
She's definitely the future. She's definitely the future. If she stays on the course and stays on the path and doesn't follow girls like Ebony Bridges and do OnlyFans pages and only think about that, Sky Nichols will be great. I think she's gonna go down and be better than I know this is gonna be high praise, but I think she's gonna go on to be better than the likes of like the Serranos, the Katie Taylors, and if she stays on the path. If she stays on the path, she got it. She got the technical side. She got all that. And she got a little pop. You know what I'm saying? And she got a little fierceness in it. So shout out to Scott Nicholson.
If you did, Sky, decide to pursue that pathway, then I would be fully supportive of your choices.
Raven's no slouch.
Raven's no slouch. Big up to Raven, man. Big up to her, obviously, for the fight.
I got a daughter named Raven. Shout out to my oldest baby, my oldest daughter Raven. She in college right now. on her last semester, about to graduate. Shout out to my baby. Um, yeah, Raven is tough. Raven is tough.
Hmm.
I just think that this is Sky's time. This is Sky's time. The next fight, what we got? We got Liam, Cameron, and Ben Whitaker.
Liam, big up to Liam Cameron. I spoke to him last week on the box office show. Um, he's such a good lad, man. Like you cannot hate this guy. He's so like Trill. Honestly, he's just like, you know what? They think I'm gonna go in there just for a payday and knock my head off, but they're in for a shot. I was like, I fucking love this guy, dude. Ben Whitaker, what can I say? He is a talent. He's sensational.
Mhm.
He has pretty much everything that a young star could want
Yeah.
in his position. The only thing that I will say is because I think Tro, I can speak for you on this one. Pretty much everybody. We, you know, as much as I would love to see something spectacular happen, I do believe that Ben will win, and he will do the same things that he has been doing against the likes of this competition. I do. The thing with Liam is that people didn't really give him a chance against Lynn and Arthur, and even though he lost, he put in a great performance against him. So I will, I got Ben, but you never know. Boxing's a funny old sport. True.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I've been scouted. It was a little while, but I had this feeling watching Ben Whitaker fought. I got that same feeling that I got watching the great Prince
Jackie
Nassim.
Chan.
You know what I'm saying? When I seen Prince, him, I was like, it reminded me of that. Seeing him in there, seeing him perform, seeing him fight, remind me of that. I got that feeling. If he could stay dedicated to the sport, and then shout out to his pops. His pops came on Boxing Bros, and he let us know that his fighting style, how his fighting style came from, what he suffers from, and that he's still able to compete at this high level and put on these amazing performances. If he can stay on track, he's gonna be able to be one hell of a ticket seller. When I say that this boy is gonna be able he's gonna be able to write his own path. You know what I mean? He's gonna be a superstar. I can't.
I
Sky's the
still,
limit.
I still think Ezra Taylor might have his number, but that's another conversation for another show. Luckily, Trill and I are young 20 somethings, and we have plenty of years to go through these shows. So you guys will have to age with us, I think, Trill.
Yeah.
Production.
People keep asking how old I am, man. I'm 380.
He's 23 years old, 168 pounds. Canelo, if you're listening, you're
Yeah,
fucked, okay? You're fucked. Um, we got to go. Trill, start us off with this next one, man. I know that
yeah.
we got Opataya and Massey.
Yeah, messy. Jack messy. It's gonna get really messy for Jack. It's gonna get really messy for Jack.
Have you been waiting all week? I love you, Trill. Fuck's sake.
Yeah. It's gonna get
I
messy.
mean, wow. I mean, one thing I'm impressed with Ben about is that I didn't think that he would put Massey in so soon. Um, in there with the likes of Jai Patai. Jai Patai is a scary guy, bro. Marius Bradis. If you just watch both of those fights back to back, Marius Bradis is a freak of nature, and for Jai to beat him twice in the ways that he did, outclassed him the second time. The first time with the broken jaw in three different places from the fourth round to go all 12. The guy is bionic. I see a knockout, obviously, as a member of the geographically racist society. I'm hoping that Massey does something incredible. Guy, I really like Massey, man. Big up to him, big up to his missus and the family. It's tough, as I said, when you build these relationships with these fighters. That's why Trill doesn't want any fighters on the show, and I agree with him. But I can't see anything other than a destruction, Thanos snap. Um, God, bro. Trill knows it as well. That's why he can't say shit. That's why he's like, we all see what's gonna happen. We saw what he did with Jordan Thompson. We saw what he did against Zorro. Zorro's soul is still in Riyadh. Zorro's soul is still there, bro. Okay, he's a soul crusher. And I've interviewed Jai a number of times, and I've seen him smile once, only because I told probably the worst fucking joke I could have probably told. But luckily, that penetrated that adamantium exoskeleton. So big up to Jai. Fucking take it easy on him, please. Bro, is there anything else that we can say about this? Trill typing his next Massey joke. Trill is like, no, I still got something for him.
Nah. I said, we're moving right along. Frazier Clark, my man, Fabio Foreign.
Let me take him to the hood. Backpack full of ruler. Big up, bro. What I mean, big Fabio Wardley. I have to say, after watching the first fight in real life, K in Manchester, Fraser Clark impressed the shit out of me, bro. I honestly didn't think he was going to pull off the performance that he did for a number of reasons, having seen all of his fights and him in the Olympics. I think that this time Fabio will leave no doubt. Fraser Clark is a good fighter, great fighter. I think obviously he'll have his own contingency plans. I would maybe say in terms of his conditioning. But again, just we're gonna go through some of the comments right now. Big up H Money Mob out here, bruh. Big up Jams Boxing, Stevie, everybody. It was his toughest fight for sure, but we'll go through some of the comments after we've done the review, Jamsy. Wardley by KO. That's he can hurt Fabio. That's the biggest thing, and he knows exactly where to aim, where there's not much scar tissue, and you could literally half that man's breathing with a shot. So I think he's going to be precise in what he does. I think if his conditioning is the same as the last one, I think he will. I think there will be a lot better selection if he's going to go for that knockout. It just depends how after that second round where we see these guys game plan. But I think Fabio, if as I said, that flick jab that the referee wasn't too impressed with, if he's managed to somehow introduce it within his combinations where he won't get shit for it, I can't see it going past the 8th round, man. Possibly the 9th. Trill.
Yeah, it's gonna be I'm going Fabio Foreign. He's gonna win by KO. I'm with you, Jams, all the way. Next is everybody's favorite, Chris Eubank Jr.
Get the fuck out of here! Oh, go on, Trill. Sorry,
this is your guy. This is a showcase for him. This is what everybody's calling this, and I think he's gonna pull away with it. I think he's gonna get this one. No surprises here. I think he's gonna show up.
I think he has no choice. He's had about 11 showcases now, I think, just in counting, if we include this one. You know what? Optimism from me too, Trill. I see Chris Eubank Jr. destroying this gentleman who I know absolutely nothing about, being so high up on the card anyway. I see him. I think he, in the partnership he has with boxers, he has two gimme fights, and then he has a big fight after. I don't have anything to say, which is rare, but fuck him.
Moving right along. We got Shakur Stevenson.
Oh yes. Oh, this is pure excitement. This is for me, this is the dark horse of the card. I think Shakur is going to just dance. Like the Chicago Bulls in on that last good season they ever had. Um, I see Shakur just displaying the highest IQ. It's Cordina going with Joe Gallagher. I'm very interested to see the power from Cordina, obviously having moved up in weight. Interesting fight for me for both men. Tells me where Cordina is personally. I think I'm more looking at this fight to see where he is. But I've got Shakur via wide decision. Maybe if they try and make it look a bit spiffy, 3 or 4 rounds for whatever reason. But yeah, I just see Shakur doing what Shakur does and talking absolute hit after on Twitter, and I can't wait.
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson is gonna do what Shakur Stevenson does. I don't think that this is gonna be the fight that
That what, Trill? It's his first pay-per-view, Trill. You know what I should have done? I should have had sparklers and shit and what have you for
nah,
Shakur.
this is what I think. I think I, I
Tough,
wish
innit?
I wish this wasn't Joe Cordina. I wish Joe Cordina had enough time after what happened. Thank
We don't need to relive it.
you.
Shout out to Kakachi, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I thought that he shouldn't have. It's just not fair right now, I don't think. But and we can't get. I was really, you know what I was hoping for? I was hoping for all natural juice. By the way, I was hoping for Zepeda, but I know Zepeda's lady is with child, so he could, make it. But I was hoping for that fight. We get that next, but a real test for Shakur Stevenson. You know, but yeah, I'm not mad. He's a good foe. I just wish it was, throwing him right in at the. I don't like that. But hey, he's gonna get a bag.
Well, true. One thing that you haven't said, and one thing that hasn't been recognized, is the fact that I don't think Cordina is worried about getting KO'd in this fight. Um, I think he probably looks at this as well. You know, after seeing what, because if Shakur goes in there and sparks Cordina, and I'll just put that energy out in the air. I don't think he's going to be. I think Cordina's going to go in there and try and knock Shakur out. I think he's going to go in there, try and test his chin. I think the amount of southpaw sparring he's probably got in there is made up his whole camp. Thing is, it's Shakur is fucking Shakur. People can talk shit, say this or whatever like that, but that man is ring IQ personified. He's so exceptional. It's a little bit scary. Um, I like I said, points
He's a
win.
good little fighter. He's a good little fighter.
It's not bad, true. Like, but a lot of people are shitting on
Not
the
at
fight.
all.
I don't know why.
Not at all. Because when people gotta understand like something, and these young fighters also gotta understand. We're in the era of social media, right? So it's like back in the days we couldn't hear the stuff that these fighters used to say. We couldn't hear it. So we couldn't respond to it. Now you gotta understand
We hear too
every
much.
action doesn't deserve a reaction. Sometimes you gotta just let stuff fly. You know what I'm saying? They're not and the fact that he's willing to go back and forth and it comes with the territory if he's gonna be that way. You know what I'm saying? Because then it could be that he could turn to his favor and until where he's being, the villain, so that people are paying to see him get knocked out. We see Floyd do it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a gift and a curse. So you hearing a lot of people don't like him, but maybe that will turn into people trying to see him lose against guys that are real punchers. Like if you put him in there with guys that are real punchers, I'm sure that he'll be able to do some numbers. That's how I feel.
I feel exactly the same way. I say just put him in with punches completely, which is why I'm so interested in this fight because what I want to see Cordina. Maybe Shakur's not the fucking best one for it, but it will tell me if he can land in any which type of position, just with a little bit of pop. Shakur's chin hasn't been tested for me. He's not had that right hand from God or anything like that. For me, I want to see Cordina's power, just as a little observation for myself. Let's just some of the comments here. Trill, all Cordina needs is a right hand like he did against Ogawa. Yeah, I do. Jab it. Sorry, production. Can we put that on there? I want to see if the right hand is there. I want to see the power. I want to see exactly what I seen against Rakhimov. I want to see exactly what I seen in his last 3 fights. I want to, well, maybe not the last one, but I want to see exactly that. It's the biggest risk ever to go up in a weight, right, against the best technical boxer in the whole division. I would say I don't think anybody at 135 except for a young Prime Lomachenko could match this man skill for skill and not necessarily power punching. Phil, how you got it? Shakur points.
Yeah, I got Shakur points. If there's any leftover residuals of the effects of Cordina's last fight, then maybe that's probably why they threw him in there to make it a showcase for Shakur. Maybe he can, stop putting on snooze fest and put somebody to snooze. Knock somebody out and put them to
You can
sleep.
only pray.
Audience to sleep. But it won't happen. I got Shakur Stevenson up by on all cards, unanimous decision. The thing that you say you want to see him in there with a puncher, we already have. Like people forget. Shakur Stevenson has been hit before. He's just the way he moves and turns with punches.
The momentum of the punch throw, it doesn't translate to it because he's just so silky.
Because he's so and I don't think that Cordina can land. I seen Shakur Stevenson take a shot from Oscar Valdez. And Oscar Valdez, we see what he did to homeboy, but Michelle, you know what I'm saying? Michelle knocked him, you know what I mean? Sparked him out. You know what I mean? So and Valdez had his chances in there and he just couldn't. We'll see what Tank can do. Tank's a little bit different, but we can see what Tank's gonna do, but that's a good fight. But next we'll hear probably got Williams Zepeda, and we'll see what happens next. Let's go to the main event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah, that was co-main. Oh my God, this is what is boxing porn at this point. This is only fans for the boxing fans. I'm on fire today, Trill. I'll let you go first, Trill. It's Picasso. It's the Mona Lisa.
Right? I still haven't made my pick on who I'm gonna go with in this fight. I'm still up in the air because I know what Bivol's gonna bring. He's gonna bring that boxing style. He's gonna throw some punches. He's gonna bring. He got the complete package, and then we know how devastating Beterbiev is. You know what I'm saying? We know he's devastating. We know his power. We know his skill. We know what he brings up. We know he can cut the ring off, bring that pressure. My only thing is I will always rock with Arthur Beterbiev. I rocks with him. My thing is his father time, his face, injuries, has that all caught up with him. And
Wrestling Bears.
The layoff, has that all caught up with him. That's what I'm worried about. Because with a fighter like Bivol, you got to be on your A game 100%. You know, and I know they say, Trill, the power's the last thing to go. I do understand that. But there's other things you got to do to set up that power and have the certain things to, you know, and usually the young fighters who get caught by the old guys with power is because they started being lax or they started, sticking their chin out, not respecting the fighter, and that's how they get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like George Foreman hitting Michael Moore with that 1-2, boop, boop. You know what I'm saying? Michael Moore, he didn't respect George. He thought he was in there beating him up. Now the thing is, I'm looking at the damage Beterbiev with from the facial scar tissue, and he's been around this sport for a minute. You know what I'm saying? People just think because they see his record now as professional record, they just think he just started boxing professionally now. No, he was getting wins and racking up wins in the World Series of boxing.
Usyk.
He's been doing this. Yeah, he got one against Usyk. He done fought Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this. He's been doing this, you know what I'm saying, homing his skills, you know what I'm saying? But they don't count that over there, even though they were getting a little bread. They don't count that over there. But so he's somebody to be messed with, a problem. If he's 100% healthy, he's going to be a problem, and I got him winning. But it just depends on who it is that steps in. What better be we get? The one who has these injuries and who's got these cuts with the wars and age, or is he turn back and be the monster that we know?
No, I believe UD Bivol will do what UD Bivol does, except for this fight. We will finally see the gears because we've seen, let's say he has 10, probably seen him up to 5, if that. He's gonna need 3 of them for Bivol. I mean Beterbiev, sorry. I don't say Beterbiev anymore. It's Beterbiev. I think that this is what like, I understand that argument in the sense of 100% knockout ratio, this and da, 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 but if you watch Bivol fight, I think he just beat up Lyndon Arthur just for the bans. He could have stopped him. He could stop a lot of people if he wants to, but he just has this this innate ability to measure himself and just give enough, but vastly. That little bit of enough is just way better than any opponent that he'll fight. He's just so sensational, and he's young, and I believe this will be a passing of the torch fight. As Bivol, sorry, I almost said, once Bivol defeats Beterbiev, I can't see him losing for a very, very, very long time. Very long time. He, and this is what makes this fight so special. It's like the ultimate UD artist versus the ultimate knockout artist, the immovable force versus the unstoppable object. This is like, for us to see this in our lifetime is sensational. This fight's taken years to happen, and this is kind of a little quick plug and thank you to His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, because without him, and people always get pissed, oh, look at Turkey coming in there. Were you happy before? Was it a great time before? Did you enjoy yourselves with not having these fights and having to see fucking Benson and shit say, oh yeah, this fell through because of nonsense? No. So I want to give up special shout out to my favorite hand holder in the world, Turki Al-Sheikh.
You know what? I'm gonna take it easy on Turki Al-Sheikh because I got some information on him, but I think that this fight would have happened with or without him, regardless, because it was just no way. It was inevitable for it. Even before it was just gonna happen. He just came in with the bigger bag. So shout out to him.
The illustrious Turkey bag created.
Him with a bag, but I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna drop a real bombshell on this show about Turki Al-Sheikh. So right now, I'm just gonna give him a bag.
Oh God!
You know what I'm saying? No. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. But moving right along, we coming to the ending of the show, and when we come to the ending of the show, We said we were going to dedicate it to the fighters, past and present, who are, contribute to the sport of the boxing that we love so much. We got an episode, it's called Give Them Their Flowers. This is the episode called Give Them Their Flowers, and it's going to be talking about the great Julio Cesar Chavez Senior.
Not Junior Trill. Why?
No, we're talking about.
Is that another show? Okay.
We're talking about,
we'll name that one Disappointment.
The Disappointment. That's crazy. The great Julio Cesar Chavez. I know people, if y'all been around, I mentioned him earlier, and I also, know people in the comment section. Y'all probably, if y'all know any fights of Julio Cesar Chavez and any moments that you wanted to share, go ahead, right along. But Julio Cesar Chavez, he grew up poor, really poor, in an abandoned railroad car with his family and other siblings. You know what I'm saying? So all he had was boxing. He had to fight to eat. You know what I'm saying? Fight to eat on the streets of Mexico. He had one of the most great records in boxing. With having 107 fights and only 6 losses.
Jesus Christ. What a ratio.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Bro, you whipped 100 people's asses. You whipped everybody's ass except for 6 fucking guys who you lost in the latter end of your career. Oh, God.
Like, come on, man. We got, and he wasn't the biggest guy. Let's just start with before we even get to that. Let's say he was the WBC super featherweight champion in '84, the WBA lightweight champion in '87, the WBC lightweight champion in '88, and then WBC lightweight champion again in '89. You know what I'm saying? He was the IBF light welterweight champion in 1990, and then the WBC light welterweight champion once again in 1994. Come on, man. You gotta respect.
It's like a menu at Popeyes.
Yeah. And he was heralded as one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time. If you had a Mount Rushmore of that, you have him, Salvador Sanchez, and Canelo Alvarez. He went on to say that Canelo Alvarez is better than him, but what Canelo Alvarez says? There's no way the greatest boxer of all time is Julio Cesar Chavez. He said he gave him the left hook. That left hook, the fierce left hook to the body that everybody talks about. Oh, the Mexicans got the left hook. That's the left hook they're talking about.
I feel like you're mistranslating a little bit there, Trill. I believe what Canelo said is, "Father, I will never be as good as you, Dad. Okay, you, Padre. If there's anybody who didn't bring back that milk that I forgive, it's you, Dad." So that's that's a true translation.
Shout out to Julio Cesar Chavez, and you gotta understand he did all this, my guys. I'm talking about a guy who did this with the height of only being 5'7". So he was 5'7". Heart of a monster, fought like a monster. He just fought with all heart. I remember he had one fight in his hometown and Aztec Stadium where they carried him out. You can go on YouTube and watch that. They carried him out of the ring after his win. The whole arena just flooded the ring, and they carried him out. He was a true people's champion, and everybody loved him. Even to this day, people love him. He was at the Floyd Mayweather fight just this weekend. And Floyd was paying homage to the great Julio Cesar Chavez.
After or before he fired the ref?
That was after. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
He definitely put on for the sport of boxing, and I'm just glad that we're able to give him his flowers and give him his respect while he is still here and he's still living and he's still, motivating and being an inspiration to young fighters that is coming up. So definitely wanted to give him his flowers, and I wanted to thank everybody in the comment section for tuning in to this episode of Across the Way. I feel it in the air, from the U.S. to the U.K. The commissioner, a.k.a. Trill Dollar Bill. That's my co-host, my bro, Ricco Boxing. Before we get out of here, let's just get a little shout to our sponsors real quick. Let's get that promo real fast.
I love seeing BNG at the end of that. I got to message him later. But before we sign out, I do have to say, we all experience loss, and you know, we all go through stuff like last week's episode, obviously, and I had to say my stuff and what have you. One thing that I think all of us in the comments, or anybody, if you're still, or when you're watching this episode tomorrow, if you can give my guy Trill over there a follow, you can watch the Boxing Bros. You can be inspired by this man's journey, because I'm inspired by this man's journey. I know a lot of what True has been through. And I think, a lot of you guys just know not that much. So I think what we were talking about was that through these episodes, we'd like you guys to know more about us and our struggles. And we have somebody that watches the show a lot. He comes by the name of Tony Ellis, and I believe he's going through a couple of things. So, Tony, if you're watching this episode tomorrow, I just want to say to you, my brother, I hope that advice that I gave you helped you. I am in no way, shape, or position to, kind of put any shit out there, or this and that. But we're thinking of you, bro, and we love you, Saka, Jams, every single person that has supported the channel. Jab It Boxing, Jabs. I will do a space, mate, just particularly for you. All right, and honestly, guys, without you guys, we wouldn't be doing the shows. We wouldn't have got into boxing meet, whatever the hell it is. We wouldn't be doing all of this stuff if it wasn't for you. And I would just like to say a very big RIP, Trill, to your family member. I'd like to say a very big RIP to my auntie. You know what? We love you guys. And I always say this, and I lost myself a little bit, but I always say at the end of it, it's not sadness, it's a celebration of life, and we'll see you guys at the end of the tunnel. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next week, because we've got something really nice and special for you all. God bless you all. Take care and have an incredible, incredible week. Production, sign us out.